Pandora's Box: Secrets of the First Woman. In the earliest days of the world, before the rise of mortal civilizations and long before men and women walked with knowledge, the gods ruled a delicate balance between creation and chaos. The earth was young, and mankind lived in harmony with the divine, free from sorrow, illness, or pain. This golden age did not last. It ended with the arrival of the first woman, Pandora, and the opening of a box that would forever change the destiny of humanity. According to ancient accounts, Pandora was not born like the gods or the first men who had emerged from the soil of Gaia. She was crafted, shaped with purpose and precision by the Olympian gods. After the Titan Prometheus stole fire from Mount Olympus and gifted it to mankind, defying Zeus himself, a new strategy was needed. Fire gave humans the power to build, cook, and survive, elevating them above their place in nature. This divine theft enraged Zeus, who did not strike humanity directly, but rather devised a subtler punishment. Zeus ordered the gods to create a being unlike any seen before, a woman of breathtaking beauty, grace, and charm. Hephaestus, the god of the forge, sculpted her body from clay. Athena dressed her in silken robes and adorned her with a crown of gold. Aphrodite gifted her irresistible beauty and desire, while Hermes gave her the art of persuasion and a cunning mind. Each god contributed a trait, both wondrous and dangerous. She was named Pandora, meaning all gifted. But Pandora was not merely a gift, she was a vessel of divine strategy. Into her hands was placed a sealed container, sometimes called a jar, later known as a box. It was not meant to be opened. Its true contents were hidden even from her. To humanity, she brought companionship, wonder, and the appearance of harmony. But behind her presence stood divine intention, and inside the container lay the seeds of mankind's greatest struggles. Pandora was given to Epimetheus, brother of Prometheus. Though warned not to accept gifts from Olympus, Epimetheus was enchanted by her. Her presence marked the end of the Golden Age. With her arrival, the world subtly shifted. She wandered the earth, admired by men, inspiring poetry, music, and longing. But within her, curiosity burned like the fire Prometheus had once stolen. It was not her fault. It had been woven into her being by the gods. One day, unable to resist the invisible pull, Pandora unsealed the box. What escaped was not gold, nor treasure, nor knowledge, but suffering. In a single moment, sorrow was unleashed upon the world. Out flew disease, hunger, pain, jealousy, violence, aging, and death. They scattered like smoke, finding homes in the hearts of men and women, settling into every corner of human life. These were the afflictions that had never touched humanity before. In the ancient belief, it was this act, the opening of the box, that introduced mortality and despair into the human story. Life before had been pure and untroubled, but now, with every breath, humans faced hardship. The myth suggests that even nature changed. The seasons became harsh, the land grew less fertile, and animals once tame turned wild. Families knew grief, friendships dissolved in envy, and nations began to war. Yet within the box, not all was lost. As Pandora stared into its emptied interior, one final thing remained at the bottom: hope. It had not fled like the rest. Some say hope was too slow to escape. Others believe it was held back intentionally. Whatever the reason, it remained, and from that moment onward, mankind clung to it in the face of suffering. Hope became the balance to despair, the flicker of light in darkness. The myth of Pandora was passed down through generations not as mere entertainment, but as a sacred explanation for the nature of the human condition. To the ancient Greeks, it accounted for why humans suffer, why life is a mixture of joy and agony, why death awaits all, and why, despite everything, people continue to endure and believe in better days. Philosophers and poets debated the meaning of the myth. Some argued Pandora was created to punish men specifically, echoing early patriarchal views of womanhood as a source of temptation and downfall. Others interpreted her differently, not as a curse, but as a reflection of human duality. Just as fire could warm or destroy, so too could Pandora's gifts bring both love and loss. She embodied complexity, not evil. Archaeological records from the classical world show that the story of Pandora influenced art, law, and ritual. Vase paintings depict her with the box or surrounded by the spirits she released. In temples and homes, offerings were made to appease the spirits of suffering, often thought to be linked to those first unleashed forces. In some regions, Pandora was even worshipped as a minor goddess of transition and change. In a lesser-known version of the story, Pandora was not passive, but chose to open the box in search of truth. Some scholars believed this version came from the mystery cults, which saw suffering as necessary for enlightenment. In that telling, the box was not a punishment, but a test. Only by facing the world's darkness could humanity grow wiser and forge its destiny. The box itself became a symbol far beyond its myth. Throughout history, it represented the danger of unchecked curiosity, the consequences of forbidden knowledge, and the eternal presence of hope. In literature, philosophy, and theology, Pandora's box became a metaphor for choices that cannot be undone, for forces that once released cannot be controlled. Over centuries, the myth was reshaped to fit new cultural beliefs. In Roman times, Pandora was softened into a tale of love and fate. During the Middle Ages, she was viewed through the lens of Christian allegory, her box likened to the fall of man in the Garden of Eden. In modern retellings, she is often portrayed with more sympathy, not a bringer of doom, but a reflection of the human journey. In all versions, Pandora stands as a turning point. Before her, life was static, perfect, and untouched by pain. After her, life became complex, unpredictable, and mortal, and yet it also became meaningful. Struggle led to courage, loss gave value to love, death made each day precious. Hope, the last element in the box, ensured that humanity would never surrender fully to despair. It whispered in the minds of the grieving, guided explorers into the unknown, inspired revolutions, and comforted the sick. Without suffering, there would be no need for hope, and without hope, suffering would be unbearable. Today, the legend of Pandora remains deeply rooted in world culture. Her name is invoked in science, politics, and philosophy. Her story is told in classrooms, in films, in novels, and in song. She is a reminder of the power of curiosity, the cost of knowledge, and the resilience of the human spirit.